How's it going, guys? And welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at underused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Companion. If you'd like to get the Companion for yourself, you're going to fast travel over to the Anvil on Eden 6, carrying on through the map just until you hit this gate, where just on the other side you will hit a save station. From there, carry on forward until you hit these two sewer grates, where as long as you've completed the Malevolent Practice side quest, the Anointed X-2 and X-3 will spawn. Kill them, and after smashing them open, you can get yourself the Companion. The Companion is a legendary Jakobs pistol, having completely locked parts and most notably being locked to incendiary damage. Though incendiary, shots fired from this gun actually will not apply any damage over time effects, however it will always apply an effect as long as you crit with it. The Companion has received a single buff, being a 166% weapon damage increase. There was a couple people that literally years ago at this point were very committed to suggesting this gun. I'm pretty sure only one of them is still a regular in my Twitch chat though. But to all of you, this one's for you fellas. Sorry it took so long. I'm also sorry about the things I'm about to say about this pistol. Let me immediately walk that back though, so as to not get flayed by the weirdly die-hard fans of this gun. I do have negative things to say about this pistol, but absolutely none of it is about the viability. The Companion was actually surprisingly effective. I don't think I've used this gun since before it was buffed, and it was definitely an impactful one. This gun dumps out damage, and it dumps out damage well. The Companion was able to perform incredibly well on True Molly 1 takedown, and even holding up impressively well into True Guardian takedown, blasting through any enemies thrown at it, well, like a legendary should. It is a wildly versatile gun, and while I chose to run it on my more Jakobs-oriented builds for this showcase, it being more of a spam fiery weapon does let it very easily plug and play on probably just about any build you'd want to try it on. The Companion is simple, effective, and an all-around solid weapon. So what don't I like about it? Well, objective fact time over. It's opinion time, baby. This gun is fucking wildly unsatisfying to use. Holy shit. I do have a bias here. I'm a hand cannon type of guy through and through. I used the Ambassador in TF2. I used the Wingman Elite in TF2. They call my shit the Desert Eagle the way I spurt my gunk at 1500 feet per second. I like hand cannons. My favorite pistols tend to follow suit, like the Moonfire and the Unforgiven. That being said, I also like shit like the Flood, Seventh Sense, Maggie, and the Duck, because they're all fun as hell to shoot or do something really cool. The Companion? It's an incendiary Jakobs pistol, and while back in like 2016 that was enough for me to be super into the greed and BL2, it's a little bit lacking for my taste today. But that is pretty much all there is to this gun. It's not a guaranteed dot on crit, but to my knowledge, even the few endgame dot builds that there are out there don't really make use of the Companion, meaning it's pretty easy to say that that is not an interesting draw to this gun. It is just a Jakobs pistol, except it also has slow-ass projectiles and pretty mid-accuracy for no apparent reason. I guess to maybe make crits harder to hit so the reward of getting that dot feels more earned, but yippee, I earned my 41k dot. If you ever hear someone say that unironically, please throw rocks at them. The sound design of this thing is also just not great. It sounds like someone slapping their wet nuts down on a table. And this also might be a bit more of a petty gripe, but this thing having locked parts is also mildly annoying. It world drops so fucking often, and I'm always stuck seeing those same goddamn stats just like its incendiary Jakobs brother, the... Overall though, the Companion is a really solid Jakobs pistol. It's simple, it's reliable, and can easily slot into just about any build. But man, do I just not like this thing. To me, it's boring and unsatisfying, but if it looks like your kind of gun, I highly recommend picking one up, because there does definitely seem to be a pretty big fan base for the Companion. That's about to it for this one though. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all that. Down in the description will be a link to my Twitch channel where you can follow to be notified of when I go live, and just below that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.